Welcome to your custom deep dive. Today, we're looking at the hidden mechanics of educational content.
Specifically, we've got a YouTube script and an SEO metadata document from the DFY channel.
Right. It's for a beginner ESL video titled Day-3, the Tiny T-shirt. And our mission today is to explore how this content uses physical comedy and storytelling to teach you conversational English.
Yeah, instead of just handing students a dry vocabulary list, which, let's be honest, is what usually happens.
It really is. And the lesson opens with his character, Jack. He's sweating indoors, but he absolutely refuses to take off his
Huster jacket, which is such a brilliant way to start. You know, when learning a language, anxiety is a massive barrier. So framing it around a relatable, embarrassing situation lowers that effective filter.
Right, it makes the brain more receptive. Like, what is the actual pedagogical reason for starting with a weird mystery like that?
Well, it creates an immediate information gap. Instead of bracing for grammar rules, you're trying to solve a puzzle. Jack is hiding a terrible shopping mistake.
His physical discomfort is basically a visual hook.
Yeah.
It keeps you watching to find out what went wrong.
Exactly.
But before the big reveal, Jack actually explains how he even got to the store. He talks about going straight down the street and turning right.
Which brings in directional vocabulary from their Day 2 lesson. Sneaking yesterday's homework into the current narrative is just a really smart scaffolding technique.
Yeah, it forces you to retrieve older knowledge in a new context without it feeling like a pop quiz.
Right. And that journey leads Jack to find a blue T-shirt introducing the new target phrase. Excuse me, how much is this?
And the payoff to the opening mystery hinges on that exact purchase. He buys the shirt because it's cheap, it's only $5, but he completely forgets to check the size.
So when his co-host Angela finally makes him take the jacket off, we see he bought a child small instead of his usual large.
His belly is literally hanging out, and Angela mercilessly calls him a blue sausage.
Using that visual absurdity really anchors the vocabulary in your memory. While you are laughing at Jack looking like a blue sausage, the script steps back to explicitly distill the core lessons.
Right. They use the comedy routine to clearly lay out standard clothing sizes, small, medium, and large, and the mechanics of asking for prices.
They also tackle adverbs brilliantly, specifically using Jack's predicament to explain the concept of the word to, meaning more than you want.
Taking an abstract grammar concept and physically demonstrating it makes all the difference. Jack's shirt isn't just small. His inability to breathe makes it viscerally clear what too small means.
And then the script quickly broadens the application. It gives you examples like too big or too expensive, moving from a concrete visual back to flexible language tools.
And that built-in interactivity seems to be the final piece of the puzzle. Angela and Jack literally pause the video for 5 seconds.
Yes. They ask you, the audience, to repeat the target phrase out loud right in your living room.
And then they prompt you to write down your own clothing size.
It shifts you from a passive viewer to an active participant. By immediately applying the vocabulary to your own life by writing down your actual shirt size, you create a personal connection to the material,
which drastically improves retention. The lesson then cleverly leaves you wanting more, with a teaser for Day 4 where Jack attempts to cook dinner.
Another linguistic disaster waiting to happen, I'm sure.
Definitely. Ultimately, embedding vocabulary into relatable, slightly embarrassing scenarios makes language acquisition so much more memorable for you as a learner. It goes far beyond what flashcards can do.
It proves that context and emotion are just as important as repetition when it comes to learning.
Absolutely. Now we want to leave you with one final intriguing observation to ponder. Looking at the source metadata for this lesson, the suggested thumbnail image has Jack looking stuck inside a brightly colored pink T-shirt.
But the entire script revolves around Angela calling him a blue sausage in a blue shirt.
All right, so consider this. In the fast-paced world of digital educational content, does eye-catching visual marketing sometimes completely override the actual factual details of the lesson itself?
Something for you to ponder until our next deep dive.